Okay. Do you see my smile grow as I sat back? Hi. Hi. Okay. Oh my gosh, we're at my office, which I love, and all my plants. You see my little skeleton here. Okay. So we're in a six-part series on grief. We're at the 7-month anniversary of our brother's passing and just reflecting. We had our second gathering of all of our siblings, or the siblings that are left. It's just ridiculous. Um, and of course, it was a big giant shindig again. So we haven't had a time with the four of us, which we need to do,
Yeah.
and just connecting and being together. So our hope for ourselves is to learn, because as I said in some of the last couple episodes, is what the
It's just feather.
oh, I thought you were like, hey, that's my personal space. Is that I felt like I didn't have a good handle on myself over the weekend and was dysregulated a lot. And so using this as an opportunity just to learn and reflect, right? So one of my favorite things, and this is like, I'm not from Minneapolis originally, right? So I don't have this like, and I love this because I didn't grow up here. You used to live here for a little while. Oh, I'm fine. It's fine. Hmm. I mean, I don't know. Are you fine? Right? But since our brother died, we were at this big gathering, and everyone who wasn't my family that I brought up, like there were just some people they asked, and I just felt a genuine,
What did they ask?
just however they asked what they asked, I felt like saying more or just something. I didn't say anything complicated, but 100% of the people, and there's probably about 10 of them, completely diverted the conversation and changed the subject. Now, we've already said this weekend wasn't about us, and it was about celebrating our niece and helping their family put on this beautiful party. So I let it go, but the just the awareness, because I was so dysregulated, of like, huh,
Hmm.
that made you uncomfortable? Just me talking about it.
Yeah.
I didn't even ask you anything. You didn't have to say anything. So in this instant, it's just a reflection and awareness of where people are at. But the bigger thing to me is giving yourself permission, if you want to talk about it.
Hmm.
Because if we're led by culture, you don't get to talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh, you have about, I think, a month or 6 weeks. And then depending on the timing, I mean, even a part of me, I mean, we're 7 months in, and I don't talk to myself this way, but like, get over yourself, right? He doesn't live here. I've said this, he doesn't live here. He didn't live here. So I don't have memories of him here. I don't think about him a ton on a day-to-day basis. And then when I do, it's like, oh,
Right.
gosh.
You're just brought to your knees. It's like, oh,
But the part of culture that wants you to be fine
hmm,
and wants you to not talk about it. And so when I did talk about it, like with the other family that showed up, and I'm not saying names, but we had family that showed up, and of course we talked about it, right? And yeah, it's really uncomfortable. Oh, yeah, he's dead, right? It's really uncomfortable. You're uncomfortable, but I really want to say it. You asked, and I really want to say something. So, in a moment where I want to share, that I allow myself to do that, versus there are going to be times that people are just so uncomfortable that you're not going to want to say anything. But if that person's important to you, make them listen to you. I don't mean make them, but I
right.
do. Like sit there and say the things and let them squirm. It has nothing to do with them.
Because also, what happens when you don't talk about it? And then you get more moments of not talking about it and just,
Shove it down,
yeah.
right? And that's, I mean, that's the thing, right? The longer that we go without talking about it, or talking about him, or having memories, it's like he's dead more,
Ugh. Right.
right?
Right.
Right.
Well, and I had this awareness, I don't know, in the last month or so. It was comparison, right? Comparing from last year to this year. Where am I at? What am I doing? And I'm like, oh, right. I'm grieving still.
Yeah.
Not still. I am grieving.
Grieving. Right.
And it was interesting to start to lead that with conversations with my people, with my good people. Like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, how are you? I'm like, well, to be honest, since March when we found out more reasons
Mm-hmm.
surrounding his death, I was like, oh, I'm back in that grief, major grief cycle again.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I put words to that, that all makes sense.
Right.
Everything else makes more sense. And
Right.
my friends were like, oh, of course. So just holding new
Right.
space again for
Right.
that.
Because you needed that from them.
Yeah,
Right.
totally.
And had you not said anything, what do they
The
know?
business as usual.
Right. Gosh, and that's the thing. It's the business as usual. Our mom used to say, and the beat goes on. And sometimes when she used to say that, I'm like, "Oh, that annoys me." But really, what it means is that life will continue.
Right,
And a lot of that is good. But if we need something different than that, then we need to say,
right.
right?
Versus like throughout the weekend when I was having those moments, I would just retreat back into the house. I was flipping tortillas or doing, I even stirred meat.
Holding the plate. Meg's a vegan. Oh my God, you stirred meat. I was like,
Because we had,
yeah.
which we had family come in and I just lost it all over him. I just started sobbing. I
On the
left him.
meat?
No, on Steven. But it was like,
Just kidding.
I think I had someone, oh, I had Mariah go stir the meat.
Stir the meat. Yeah.
But it was like, yeah, I guess I needed that.
Hmm.
Thanks, friend.
Yeah. Yeah, and I had just as an example in the last few weeks, my sons had just a big giant things going on, and where we show up and there's lots of people. Oh yeah, I don't have to do that. I literally put my hat on, stayed in my little corner because no one cares. I didn't have the energy to socialize with people, and I gave myself permission to do that. Right. And the beauty is later on, then when I'm interacting with some people, and there's a couple moms that they just have a mama bear nest, and I said, you know what, just had a lot going on, and I don't have the energy to converse. And she's like, well, good for you. So on the one hand, I love that she asked me, but the bigger piece is that I'm like, I cannot go waste energy socializing with people when I literally used it all to get here.
Right.
Right.
Yeah, just the waves of grief.
Mm.
In so many ways, it was like taking back to that first couple weeks again, where it was like, like feeling safe again.
Right.
Trying, like, ultimately, that full grounded coziness with yourself was about feeling safe.
Right. So safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. Which takes us communicating well with the people in our lives.
Yes.
Is that a saw?
Tree trimming.
Sorry, I digress.
Yeah.
Squirrel, squirrel.
So,
Okay, well, lovely. Okay, there we go. I mean, it's goodness.
yes.
Yeah. Okay, bye.